All right, welcome to the Save Our Golf podcast. I know last week was super cool. We had Derek had his little Bulls introduction that he was super pumped about. Me calling him like 5'9". Because if people don't know, we're not tall people. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm not tall. Derek's not tall either. So I introduced Derek last week, and I was like, "Welcome, the 5'9" guard out of UNC." And he's all getting pumped up, and then I was like, I'm going to add like the 90s like Bulls music to this, and then I started doing it and I had no idea how. So it was very anticlimactic. But we're joined by Cameron and Harley of Sunday Fairways, and this one's super cool. You guys are the second Australian company I've had on, and
Oh,
timing, as we have learned, is it's tricky. It's putting it nicely. Obviously, the first time was my fault. I had just gotten back from like a little work trip that I had to take for like a training, and then I got super sick to where like that morning when you guys were messaging me like, "Oh, I'm ready," I had like fainted. So like I full on just like hit the ground out. So like I had like a high temp. I was just drenched all the time. Um,
I think we messed up the days anyway. I think we were a day early.
which was perfect because you guys were like like messaging me all this stuff and I was like dead asleep. I like there was like nothing was waking me up. Um so I'm okay though, I promise.
That's
Uh
good. We
so
survived.
I
Yeah,
did.
we got there in the end.
Like
Here we are.
when I get sick, it's like I borderline die and I'm never sick. So I was like I had to like email like my boss and I'm like, yeah, I'm not making it today. Leave me alone. Use my sick leave, blah blah blah. So I missed like 2 days of work, which is very uncharacteristic of me to the point where they were like, damn, he must be dead. Nope, not dead. But you
We
guys,
call it the man flu over here.
Yeah, the man flu.
I get no sympathy from my wife. I'm sure that's what you're the
Nah,
same,
the
right?
women think it doesn't exist, but it knocks you for six.
oh, I mean, no,
For a good 24 hours, 48
it,
hours sort of thing.
yeah, my buddy is like, oh, it's just like a day bug. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll be good after a day. I was not good after a day. It took like a week and a half for me to like feel like normal-ish again. And by that point, I'm just like sick of it. Like, don't want to talk to anybody. I sound nasty. I feel like I just look gross all the time. But, life goes on. I was able to go to work. They didn't fire me, which was super cool. Um, and
I
hopefully
feel
I'll
like
get,
with how cold it is there, it would feel even worse.
yeah, it's not great. Especially like it's damp right now. So like it's a damp 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Uh, so it feels more like 20, which is not super
I
fun.
have no idea what Fahrenheit is, but I'm
It's
assuming
about
that's a zero
it's
degree.
about 0 - 1, somewhere around there.
So
Yeah,
In
30,
Celsius, yeah, which is
32,
crap.
32 Fahrenheit is 0 Celsius.
Yeah, nah,
I
it's a
re-
no from me.
I mean, I'm cold now, and I think it's about 20 degrees. There's sun out every.
Yeah.
I would kill for that because that's what like 65.
It's perfect golf weather today, that's for sure.
Absolutely, yeah, 17.9 degrees Celsius, which is like yeah, whatever you just said. Sounds about that.
Damn, you suck it up. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
It's
that
the
was
man flu come
perfect,
through.
perfect segue. We talked about the man flu, and now you're freezing, and it's in my definition, it's warm. But you guys have one of the coolest products I have ever seen in your rangefinder, and I'm blanking on the name. I'm gonna find it because the name is really cool too. The
The name of
Traceline
the product,
Pro.
Traceline.
Traceline
That's
Pro,
right.
yeah.
Traceline Pro, yep. So as we were talking about before, I can't order it yet. And I think that has to do with something weird, but that's not the whole point of this. I'm so excited to talk about this thing. I've been looking at it for a while. Um, there's a weird rangefinder market out in the golf world, in the golf space. I feel like everything is either like really, really expensive or not worth buying because it's so cheap in terms of like material, not price. But if you guys want to talk about, or at least give me like a introduction to Sunday Fairway, kind of where you guys got the idea and kind of the overall mission of Sunday Fairway. Obviously, it's a newer company though.
Yeah, no worries. You want to go or I'll go?
Oh, there you go.
All right. So, I mean, we obviously, yeah, we've got other businesses and whatnot that we're interested in and wanted to build something, I guess, more of a passion project that could be built around kind of a bit of lifestyle and stuff like that. And like you say, the rangefinder market and just golf in general has like a very broad and like confusing spectrum of things that are cheap, probably still good, things that are expensive but are probably crap, and obviously can be good as well. And we just wanted to try and build something that fit into, I guess, the everyday golfers sort of price point and aesthetics and that sort of stuff. Originally, we were thinking of maybe doing some shirts and other stuff, but then we thought, why not do something that's a bit different to how everyone else starts up? And so we thought, okay, well, there's bags, there's clubs, there's balls. We probably won't touch on clubs and balls until we are a bit more established, maybe. But then we landed on the rangefinder side of things, which we thought was good. It was like a high ticket item where there's a bit of money to be made, but we can also save the consumer a bit of money on, say, buying like a Bushnell or something like, something with similar features and whatnot, but still be able to put out a quality product that will last, and is, yeah, still financially, what do you call it, available to most people. But yeah, and still, like I said, be quality, still good looking, stuff like that.
I think the early days of the business as well, like when we were trying to come up with some ideas of what to do, and we sort of were focusing on that rangefinder, we wanted to bring a personality to it as well. So
Yeah.
some of the early concepts was like creating like I guess different styles, different patterns, something unique. So you sort of bring in your personality to the golf. So if you're going to wear a bright t-shirt, you want something that's going to match that. So you'd sort of have one of these really cool pattern designed rangefinders, and there was about six or seven we designed. But as we went further into it, I think we sort of dialed it back a little bit to start with, and just decided on some really nice colors, but have some unique part of the rangefinder that sort of brought that uniqueness to the industry.
Yeah. And that was like a 6 or 9 month build up. You know what I mean? We didn't flip this around in a month or two. We ordered a heap of different samples that we rejected. We went back and forth with a lot of manufacturers to see what they could give us and what they couldn't give us and stuff like that. And also trying to keep in mind price point. Um, yeah, again, for the end consumer to make sure that they get something that's worthwhile.
I feel like the rangefinder market specifically, it's it's one of the weirder markets in golf, right? Like, you're gonna talk about the clubs. Well, it's kind of dominated by the big brands, Callaway, Titleist, Cobra, whatever. And then there's some little ones, sprinkled in there that do really, really good work. Or they're, bespoke, or they're custom clubs. And then obviously the ball market, I feel like is super saturated and it's very opinionated, is what I've come to learn with people. It's, oh, you use that ball, oh, you're not as good as blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna lose that ball the same as I'm gonna lose that ball. So like for
Yeah.
me, that's how
I,
the golf ball market is.
I mean, I'm the same. Like I probably hit driving range balls better than I hit like Titleist Pro V1s or something
Oh,
like that. I just grab what I can, and if I actually find that I always start with like good balls, and then depending on how I'm playing that day, if I start to lose a few of them, I just end up going to the more
yeah. As
the
your round,
crappier
as your
balls.
round gets worse and worse, you downgrade your balls.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
start using things that you found in the bush while looking for yours.
For Christmas, my mom's like, "Hey, I got you some golf balls," and I'm like, "Oh, thank you. I'm gonna use them." And I unbox them, and she's got me like a box of, like Pro V1X. She goes, "Are those good?" And I'm like, "It's supposed to be like the number one ball in golf." She goes, "Are you gonna lose them?" And I said, "Absolutely." Like they're in my mind, they're already considered gone. Like I just haven't hit them
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's the same over here.
She wasn't
You
too
bet.
thrilled
Yeah.
with me on Christmas when I was like, "Yeah, they're gone." Like before, like, yeah, no, they're gonna be gone. But when you look at the rangefinders, it's I can't think of too many big names. Man, that might have to do with the tour not really. It's kind of like a gray area on tour, right? With rangefinders, I'm not super familiar with the rules and everything, but I can't think of too many big names. Like obviously Garmin, but Garmin does everything, whether it's watches, handheld stuff, launch monitors, whatever. Bushnell's a big one. That might be the only like big two that I can like think of. Obviously, we work with people like Pinned and they're out of Boston. This thing is like $300 or something, and it's really nice. Um, but again, that's not a brand that's like on tour, so I don't know if people know about them as much, but um when it came to the design of these and everything like that, did you have kind of that stuff in mind where you're like, hey, the market's kind of thin. How do we kind of stand out a little bit more? Because the colors are great. You have three colors, the green, the blue, and the red. They're all phenomenal. But then you've got a really nice kind of glossy finish to them. And then the screen, which for me, I looked at that and I'm like, I kind of want that in my bag just to like show off the screen of it and of everything. But was that
Yeah.
something you guys kind of thought about when you were having this design process and bringing it to life essentially?
Yeah, like with the design, I mean, a few people have said it looks like a vape, which is pretty funny. But I guess for us, golf is more about like the lifestyle of it,
Hmm.
as opposed to, yeah, full on practicing and that. It's more the social side of it and just being out and enjoying yourself and, I mean, trying to get a few steps in, being out in the sun, get the fresh air and all that. It's,
talk a bit of crap and
yeah, pretty
give each
much.
other shit for your swing and stuff and have a bit of fun. I mean, we're probably considered like weekend golfers, as you sort of call it, hence the name Sunday Fairway. So, yeah, it's just about getting out there, but just having reliable products that are affordable. I mean, we've got pretty decent clubs, but I think some of the accessories you can get away with something that's going to do the same job as something that's going to be $900, but you know is affordable and just as accurate. So, and that's kind of where we wanted to come in
Yeah.
with this.
And then the design part of it, like you're saying, we wanted something that, yeah, literally looked different. Yeah, I mean, you go to, well, for us, we've got like Golf Box. I think you guys have, is it like Golf Galaxy or whatever it's called?
Yep.
The stores that you go into. And all the rangefinders look like they're basically made for hunting. They've got weird, like ergonomic designs with stuff, they look like, yeah, they're made for people that are going hunting and stuff like that. Whereas we wanted something that looked a bit more aesthetically pleasing. Um,
Felt premium,
Yeah, fuel premium stuff. And then the
just different.
screen,
Yeah.
yeah, the screen was just an option that one of the manufacturers had. And we thought, well, I normally will shoot the pin and then turn around to go get a club and then immediately forget what my measurement was. You can quickly look at the screen and see, what your measurement was, your slope, your adjusted measurement. Um, so yeah, we found that feature quite handy. It's good we've sold a few to people that have tremors or they've got bad shakes and stuff like that.
Oh,
And so the pin lock feature they found has helped them with that because they're able to kind of look down the scope, wave it over the flag. It'll vibrate, let them know what the measurement is, and then they can kind of, yeah, look away and read it on the back of the screen nice and easily rather than trying to adjust where their eyes pointing inside, the eyepiece to try and read the measurement that way.
you
So
know,
yeah, we've
it,
had good feedback on them overall.
it's funny because I never thought of it, but I definitely have shot my yardage, gone and gotten my club, and have come back and been like, what the hell? Like, how far was that
Yeah.
again? And then I
Am
second
I going
guess
full
my,
swing?
yeah, and then I like second guess like my club and everything, and then you gotta shoot it. I without thinking, like, yeah, I've done that. It's a great idea. Um, with that feature, how long does it stay on the screen? Will it stay on the screen until you shoot it again, or do you have like 30 seconds to like look and memorize it or
That's a good question, actually. I think
um
it's about 20 seconds or so.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not ages because part of the battery saver that's built into it is the screen. Yeah, it won't stay on for a crazy amount of time. It'll self shut off.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a good
Yeah, it was
idea.
something we tested early days. Like it was just trying to find the right amount of time. That wasn't too long, but it was going to save the battery, but it was going to stay on it long enough for you to remember. But I think, I think as the business evolves and we get some feedback, if people start saying it doesn't stay on longer, we can actually adjust that. So
I just did it then.
Oh,
It was about 15 seconds.
that's still like that's a good amount of time for you to shoot it, grab your club, take your shot. I'm also assuming that most people aren't me, where they shoot it, chit chat with my buddy, drink my beer, then finally grab my club, and at that point I've done like four things in between. So I'm I should I I don't think it's fair to assume everybody's like me in that sense, but um no, I mean I saw that. I've only seen it on some more like European or Asian market rangefinders. So it must just be like a non-US thing is kind of what I was thinking, but I mean I think it's such a cool feature. I'm kind of waiting for one of these big companies to bring it out and then be like, ah, we did it first, and then I'm gonna sit here and be like, no, 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 no. I know a
Yeah, it
couple
was
dudes
definitely a
who did it.
no-brainer for us.
There's a few that are starting to pop up with a similar sort of screen. Um, but yeah, I would imagine we're probably one of the first that's brought a model out with it. And as you say, there's no big brands that have it yet, but I think that's because it's just newish technology.
Hmm.
And you might find some of the bigger brands are just stuck in their ways. You know what I mean? Like Bush and Lee, and they go, oh, yeah, we know this works. But let's just change the colors and change the ergonomics of it slightly.
That is
Um,
my biggest pet peeve in golf. And I understand golf is one of these sports or these, scenes or whatever you want to call it, where it is very traditional. Um, but it's 2026. I feel like there are things that you can improve and not, you know, completely change. Like you guys found a way to improve the rangefinder, which people have been using for a long time, and it's still a rangefinder, and it still adheres to everything. Like, I mean, this is a rangefinder. There's just no screen. Obviously, this one doesn't have a screen because that's where you charge it. But still, like, I golf makes me mad, and it's mainly the old people in golf that make me mad. I shouldn't say golf. It's the old people in golf.
yeah.
Well, I mean, the good thing about this is like, we've had feedback from older people in the game and young people, and aesthetically, it works for everyone. So, and obviously that color choice is a super helpful thing as well. But you can do a dual comp on a weekend as an older guy and still be proud of the way this looks. And you could also be a younger person and also mistake this as your vape, but still find it looks great and be proud of it as well. So that was for us such an important thing to just look different. Like it feels and looks different.
I mean, yeah, even you sitting there and holding it, like it looks so good. The size looks really good too. It doesn't look like it's this huge, heavy device that you have to lug around. Like I feel like some of these get real big. Like this thing is massive.
Yeah,
And
that's huge.
for the video audience, I guess for the audio audience too, this is my Precision Pro Titan Elite rangefinder. Thing's huge and it's heavy because it's all metal, which is super nice, but like it's a massive rangefinder to where like, it's got a pretty good
Yeah.
size difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where ours would be closer to that pin size, I reckon.
Yeah, and
And
it's
this is
I mean it's still metal as well. Like
yeah.
our frame is metal. We've just got like a nice rubber finish to it. But yeah, it feels heavy enough where it doesn't feel too light, but it's small enough where if you got small hands or something, you're still going to be laughing. So
So
And you can
I
fit it in your
thought
pocket
of
or whatever. You don't have to tuck it away every time into a pouch.
yeah,
I mean, you can
yeah.
carry it and it's not too much of an inconvenience.
yeah, I think it's just almost the size of just a bit bigger than a credit card in a way, which is quite cool.
The size is great. I thought it would be great. There's more and more women getting into golf too. And
Yeah.
when I'm looking at products, I don't always think of like myself with the product, right? Like I don't have super, big, huge hands or whatever. I don't have little dainty hands though either. Watch it. Um, but like this fits in my hand great. So I'm assuming yours is roughly the size of this one from Pinned. Shout out Pinned. They keep winning PGA awards, and it's ridiculous that nobody knows who they are. Or like PGA Show awards. Um, Also, it's a new laptop. I don't know what the hell my camera does where it goes back and forth. It freaks me out.
That's quite clever. I like it.
I don't like it. I don't know how to turn it off either. If I, it freaks me out. Um, but I'm starting to like look at things like, wow, how would a new golfer interpret this? How would, oh, a woman who wants to get into golf, one of my best friends, she picked up golf relatively no, not too long ago. And, she's had this issue where a lot of things like, that are designed for women aren't designed by women. They're designed by men. Well,
Yeah.
they don't fit right. She's had issues where like some rangefinders like are just huge in her hand where it's like, what do you do? So that's where, some of these newer companies like you guys, like the size, I'm gonna keep saying it, the size is great, the colors are great. I feel like it's one of those devices that is gonna fit, like you were saying, the older folks are gonna like it. It's not too loud. Like yeah, it's got some metal, but like it's still classy, it's tasteful. But then
Hmm.
like the green's nice, that blue, the dark blue looks great. The red, I'm a sucker for, the one that you were holding up, Harley. I think that
Yeah,
red would,
that's I like quite like that's probably my favorite.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
no,
probably my
that
favorite as
that
well.
thing's
The
clean.
blue is actually our best seller, but I think that's because it's mainly guys that are buying these things.
Yeah, and for
Um,
some reason, guys have a hard time saying that they like red, purple, and pinks, which is weird. I don't know. I'm wearing a pink hoodie. You can see my other pink hoodie in the background, right there.
yeah.
I don't care. Um, but yeah. So we were talking about some of the features. It's got 6 times optical. It has the precision lock as well, which is one of my favorite features on a lot of newer rangefinders is the vibration. A lot of times I
Mm.
don't look at the screen. I wait for it to vibrate and then I check it out. Um, when it comes to kind of the features, are there any that you guys really, really like that aren't talked about enough other than like the screen and the glass?
The battery life on these things is nuts. Like the three demo models that I've got sitting here, I've had these for I don't know,
8 months.
months and months and
Yeah.
months, ages. And I'll take them out on the course with me and just give them to people, randoms that we're playing with, and just ask them for feedback, give it a shot, whatever. Hopefully they buy one in the future, whatever. I've never recharged them. And they still have got full bars. I don't know if you can see on that. This one gets an absolute flogging. They've still got full bars
Yeah.
on the battery.
Yeah,
Like
I've never charged one either.
you'll probably, I reckon you'll either break it, like from dropping it somewhere, you'll break it or lose it, I reckon, or you'll pass away before you bloody recharge it, I think. Because yeah, these things get a flogging and like I said, they're not showing any wear at all, on the battery life and even on the bodies and that, they've done pretty well, bounced around in the buggies, in the cup holders and that. They seem to be holding up quite well.
I forgot some of the
Um,
slang. I was like, what's a buggy? And then I was like, oh, it's a golf cart. I want to start calling them buggies over here. That's great. Um,
yeah.
on the website it
Yeah, it could be that
says,
or or a push cart. Could be either. Yeah,
would that be considered a push buggy?
I guess it depends on who you're talking to. But
Okay.
in Australia, we sort of shorten things and are very relaxed with how we communicate. Like if I said something's down the road, it could be literally two houses over,
Yeah.
or it could be 10 k's away. Like
Yeah.
so, yeah, we kind of just shorten everything.
Yeah,
It's just
we
lazy. That's just
Yeah, it's just like it's bastardized English, I think they call it.
we do that here in Minnesota. Oh, you're going on vacation? Yeah, we're going up north. What does up north mean? Are you going a half hour away? Are you going to Canada? Yeah, where are you going? And everyone just kind of accepts it. Like we have a cabin up north. It's like 4 hours, three and a half, three and a half hours from me. We're like, oh, yeah, we're going up north. And everyone's just like, oh, yeah. They just accept it. And it's like, well, up north could
Yeah,
be, a half hour, could be 6 hours, and then you go into Canada and you're just like, yeah, I'm just going up north for the weekend. That's a
yeah. No,
little
we're pretty similar.
little
yeah,
Minnesota
we've
slang.
got down south. Everyone says we're going down south, and there's
Yeah.
that's a big spot. I mean, WA is a big place. So when you say down south, everyone's like, oh yeah, somewhere down there.
Yeah, it could be Mandurah, which is an hour away. It could be like Esperance, which is like 8 hours away.
I
Well, we know you're
forget.
going down south.
Yeah,
So.
we know roughly where you're going, somewhere down there.
Yeah, no, I mean, even if we do that here, it's like, well, are you leaving the state? Are you going to Florida? It's like, where are you going? Everyone just kind of like, yeah, okay. Like they just accept it. But uh back to the rangefinder. Yeah, I'm looking at it. It says one charge can last 60 to 100 complete rounds of golf. I'm terrible at charging things. Like that is like if Derek's like, hey, make sure you bring this, this, and this, I can almost guarantee you it's not charged, and we'll be charging it in the golf cart by the first time or by the first tee. Um, so 60 to 100 is crazy. Did you have to give up any features to get that battery in there?
The, the only thing we can't do with this without changing the aesthetic of the outside is get a magnet in there
Okay.
because you've obviously got all your scope bit that
Hmm.
runs straight through. We've got all the screen mechanisms and stuff that's hiding in here, and then the battery and that hides inside this bit. So we'd have to basically slap a magnet on the outside, which would then just kind of ruin the aesthetic.
Yeah, we're trying to work through an
Yeah,
idea on how we can do it, but it's something that we'll potentially will somehow bring to it. But
yeah.
right now, we're pretty happy with the product, which is great.
And
I
even then, the magnet, some people hate it, some people love it. I mean, I'm not bothered either way. Like I said, I just throw it in the cup holder, or if I've got my push buggy, you just throw it in where you'd keep your balls and stuff anyway. Or if you got it clipped on your bag, in your little pouch thing, just leave it in there. But
Usually,
yeah,
usually stays in my pocket next to my balls as
yeah.
well.
So far we've had no one really turn around and go, oh, like this is no good because there's no magnet. It's a personal preference. It's here or there.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's not a deal breaker. I will say if I'm walking or pushing a cart, it's normally I have like a pouch on my bag. I normally throw it in the pouch on the bag. And if I'm in like a cart, I'm one of those people who just like slap it on the metal and just like I won't lose it. The issue is either way, I'm gonna figure out a way to lose it, which
Yeah,
is kind of my superpower, if you will. You
yeah,
guys can't see it, but I've got like a wall of speakers and they're all magnetic because I know I'm gonna lose one. And then I'm not gonna feel bad because then I can just grab another one eventually. I'm one of those golfers. And like, yeah, I guess it's not a deal breaker. I have met people who are like, ah, if it's not a magnet, I won't touch it. And it's like, well, I would trade the magnet for that battery life in a heartbeat. Like, that's crazy.
yeah. Yeah, and I mean, people will still lose them on the cart. I mean, you leave it stuck to the next to the windscreen there, and then you forget
Hmm.
about it, grab your stuff and go. People lose clubs all the time. How often have you left a wedge near a green and then gone home? And then either, yeah, it turns up in lost and found, or someone else has just claimed it. It's sort of here, not here nor there sort of thing.
I surprisingly haven't done that. And I think, well, if I have a wedge on like the green or green side or whatever, I throw it near somebody else who has a wedge. That way, in theory, they'll pick it up and be like, hey, Dom, here's your club. So I haven't lost a wedge yet, and I'm hoping that never happens. Um, I'm getting a little paranoid now. Like I feel like I have to go make sure I have all my clubs. Uh, but I haven't gone out in who knows how long. So if I did lose a club, it's just somebody else's at this point. They can keep it. Um, but yeah, I mean, I we were playing in a media event last July, and it's at a private course. I've got all my stuff, and I'm like packed up. I'm walking away, and they're like, "Hey, that's your rangefinder," and I'm like, "Son of a bitch, it is." So it goes to show that even with a magnet, I'm gonna lose it. Grant, in my defense, it's black. And what color generally the metal pieces on the golf cart?
Yeah, black.
They're black. I wanted a pink one, and they didn't send me a pink one, which is fine. But I wanted a pink one because it's a little bit hard for me to lose it. Um, that's probably why I'm so attracted to like your guys' stuff because it's like I'm not gonna lose something that's shiny and then red, right? Like my ADD
Yeah,
is gonna stop me before anything.
yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Um, okay. So this is something that I definitely had a question on because I don't think I've seen this on too many. Um, but it says one touch mode switching. So I've obviously I know that, there's slope on and off, but you guys have a few different modes listed. Do you want to talk about them? Because what's a golf mode?
So there's your typical, how do I explain it? There's your typical just use a laser, None of the
Hmm.
other mechanisms are turned on. Your slope's off and your pin lock's normally off. Um, and then you can change to pin lock only, which will, do its thing, vibrate when you wave it over the flag, or if there's a particular tree that stands out that you're trying to get a measurement on, how far is it to a certain bunker or whatever, you could use a tree or something that stands out that's near it, and it'll still hit that. And then you've got like the next mode, which has basically everything turned on, which is the one I usually use it on. It's got your slope on, your pin lock on,
Hmm.
everything ready to go. And even from then, with one touch of the button on the side, I don't know if you can see that little button there,
Hmm.
that'll turn your slope on and off. So yeah, if you are using it on tournament mode or whatever, that's how you turn your slope off if you still want to use your pin lock and everything else. And that'll be indicated by a little green light that's on here,
Oh,
which
that's genius.
yeah, so might be a bit more easy for someone to catch out Malosi if he's cheating next time. Because they'd be able to see that green light that's on. Um, but yeah, they've all got similar sort of features to what like your entry level sort of Bushnell and stuff would have. I mean, they're much and much the same. A lot of the rangefinders out there on the market have got a lot of the same sort of features.
Hmm.
It's just how they're implemented and how well like the computer system in like our screen works, how well the laser actually works, how accurate is it, how fast does the flag lock actually lock on,
How far can you measure?
how far can you measure? There's some people that say they can measure like 1,000 meters, and it's like, what's the point? No one's hitting that far.
Mm.
I've noticed that more and more rangefinders are coming out and they're like, oh, you can go up to 9,999 yards. And it's like, one, I don't care. Like how accurate is it past, 400 yards? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not I don't even care if it goes I'm not hitting it 400 yards. Like I really don't care. That's been something that I've seen more and more of, and I'm just like, I don't. It's not. I feel like that's one of those old people things, where you got the old guy and he's like, oh, but it measures up to 800 yards, and I'm like, are you hitting it 800 yards? I don't.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. I mean, ours can like measure up to 1,200 meters, but it's like, I mean, I think that's just what lasers do. That lasers are pinging out a certain
Hmm.
amount, but it's how accurate that is. And I mean, the flag lock for us is 300 meters. I mean, I don't think you'd be going any locking in any further than that.
Unless you're Bryson DeChambeau or Phil
Yeah.
Mickelson or someone like that.
Like if you're hitting over 300 meters, then I'm impressed.
Yeah. And even then, like we have an allowance, a tolerance of give or take about half a meter,
Hmm.
which is what's about a yard and a half for you, nearly 2 yards sort of thing. Um, no one that buys these things is hitting anywhere near that deliberately, consistently. You know what I mean? It's so yeah, the laser measures accurately, um, will help you make your decisions, but then yeah,
Ultimately, it's
like
how good you are.
unless you Phil Mixon, you could shoot a flag at 60 meters and he would drop it within, a meter pretty consistently.
We can't
Yeah,
all
a lot
be
of people that are
Phil
buying these
though.
aren't doing that.
Yeah, if I'm hitting that accurate, it's usually a mistake.
Mm.
Oh, 100%. So, back in the early days of the pod, we've evolved quite a bit. We used to do these every week. Derek and I would sit in his apartment and do these. And this is going somewhere, I promise. But um, we would always pick players to win events every week. That was like the first thing we started doing was like, okay, who's winning this event, blah blah blah. And I've always been a huge fan of Phil. And to the point where I started just picking Phil just because I wanted to be the guy to pick Phil winning correctly. Because it's like I love Phil. I watched Phil's videos on like how to chip, and like now like my short game is like the strongest part of my game. Other than right now, I keep trying to flop shot everything, which is not great to do at all times, especially when
I
you
can relate
skull
to
one at your buddy going like mock Jesus, just like blung it at him.
that.
So that's kind of why we're happy we don't play golf all year, because if I get a flop shot, I might be good. But I love Phil. So whenever somebody brings up Phil, it brings back like memories of like the really early pods that were like really kind of cringy that I'm scared to go back and listen to. Um, but I mean, I think episode 2 we were singing "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees, which was I don't know why. Derek's a big fan of The Office, so that's probably why. So whenever somebody brings up Phil Mickelson, I love Phil. So, but no, I'm right there with you, Harley. If I hit a shot that is like within like a few feet of the pin, 100% accident. There is no skill involved with that. That's not me
Yeah.
trying. That's like, guys, look what I accidentally did.
Yeah.
I'll own it, but
Yeah.
I
Oh
won't
yeah,
admit to it.
like I'd be like, guys, like I did that. But then deep down, I'm like, there's no fucking way I can do it again if they were to
Yeah,
ask me to.
100%.
Yeah. You chunked it just the right amount and the wind carried it the rest of the way.
I don't
One of those
normally,
driving range balls I was using.
I normally don't chunk things. I have a tendency to hit things really thin. So if it goes, I definitely thinned it correctly, which might mean I hit it well. But in my brain, I didn't hit it well, and it made it. So we're gonna do that. Um, I think my new favorite feature on your guys' rangefinder is that green light. I think that I'm surprised more rangefinders don't have that. I'm looking at the two that I have, and the one on pinned has that's the slope. And I sit
Yeah.
around in my golf cart because it makes a really satisfying like snapping sound when you move it up and down, and it like just feeds my EDD. Like it just makes me calm. I never remember if red means there's slope, and then if you move it down, the red goes away. Then does that mean slope? I I don't know. It doesn't click with me. So the fact that, hey, green means there is slope or no slope and it's a light, I think that's a very good one tournament tool, but also two, like, am I measuring this correctly? Am I gonna, get the right reading? Am I gonna grab the right club? Because now I don't know if I even have this rangefinder on the correct settings,
Yeah.
which could be an issue for future
I
Dom.
mean, the cool thing as well is on the back of our screen, I don't know if you can see it, it has the slope on there as well on
Okay.
the bottom left.
Yep.
So it gives you that option. So yeah, as well as the green light on top, you've got it on the screen as well, which is
When
really
you
cool.
when you turn it off, that little line disappears. Well, that particular number will disappear. So yeah, it's pretty easy to tell if it's on or not.
And it's all for less than $300, which is crazy. Um, you talked about how far it can measure. 1,200 meters is crazy. That's a long way. Like I don't understand what you're doing with that information. Um, is it? I'm assuming it is, but for those listening, is it water resistant? Is it waterproof? I'd imagine it's at least water resistant.
Yeah, it's got the IP54
Okay.
water resistant, dust resistant sort of feature with it. Yeah, I wouldn't be dunking it in your beers or in the water, but if it's sprinkling outside and you get a little bit of rain on it, you can just wipe it off. It'll be fine.
Okay.
It's pretty
No.
protected, even to the degree of like where you charge it. There's a little latch that opens up.
Yeah, it's
Oh, that's
USB-C
what that
charger, so it
is.
matches pretty much everyone's phones if you
Yeah.
happen to lose the cable that it comes with,
But no water is going to get in there. You know what I mean? So
I've been
unless you
watching.
drown it.
yeah,
I've been watching you guys play with it and everything. I'm like, what the fuck does that little button do? And it really bothered me. That okay, so that's where you charge it. That makes sense.
That's where you
Okay.
charge it.
I was like, they're talking about all the buttons, but they're neglecting that button. Like I didn't know what it
Yeah.
was.
Same
nice.
thing, you probably never use it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's got 60 to 100 rounds, I may only play 60 to 100 rounds my entire life. Who knows? Um, so I mean, you guys, in my opinion, have one of the cooler rangefinders out there on the market. Do you have any plans for anything else coming? Obviously, I don't want you to like say, "Yep, this is what's coming," but have you guys thought about kind of rolling out more or just kind of letting the rangefinder kind of marinate and seeing what happens?
We are working on expanding on the product range. So at the moment, we're talking to suppliers about shirts and hats and golf bags, which the bags I'm pretty excited about. We wanted to try and do one that is it's like a modern design, modern application and function, but with more of like a vintage look. So it's going to be a stand bag with a 14-way divider, in like a nice brown sort of textured leather. Quite similar, I guess, to we found there's a Max Fly bag that's quite similar to that, which is not available in Australia at the moment, unless you want to spend crazy money on it. For some reason, we just can't get that here.
I
Um,
think for us, it's just like bringing products out that are a bit
Hmm.
different, but still serve a purpose.
yeah,
I'm kind of a bag whore. Like I love golf bags, even though I'm well aware I can only have like one. Like I'm not gonna switch bags or anything like that. But
yeah.
um, I'm a sucker for like super futuristic bags and stuff like that. Like my current bag is from Omnix, and it's like see-through pouches. It's black and pink. It's this kind of like funky
Hmm.
cyberpunk-esque
That's
golf
cool.
bag.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've been really loving this wave of kind of vintagey golf bags coming back in. I saw somebody has like a soft canvas one that looked like, my first golf bag that my grandpa had given me, but that one was like leather and tattered and everything. But
Yeah, yeah.
now this like vintage stuff's coming back in. Um, I will say if you guys do a vintage bag, you don't have to do it for me, but I love vintage like floral, and I think that would be like a killer golf bag, kind of like your grandma's like ugly couch type floral. Uh, I'm a sucker for that, and that's coming back right now. So I'm not saying you have to, but I think that would be a super just fun bag.
Yeah, it's definitely something we can expand on. We're just trying to get it, I guess, like a base. If we get sort of like a base of rangefinders, base of a bag, base of hats, base, and then kind of expand on that and do limited releases and things. I know the sort of floral thing you were talking about. I know TaylorMade's doing a lot of that for the Masters event that's coming up with like green and pink and white and stuff, which looks really cool. I'd love to do that sort of thing in the future. But yeah, at least for now, we just need to get our foot in the door with everything else. Because yeah, it takes a lot of time. There's a fair bit of money invested straight up with no real guarantee that it's going to sell. Especially with how the world's going at the moment.
Yeah, the world's a little nutty. Um, yeah, I can't even imagine like how people look at us Americans right now because it's like I don't even want to look at us Americans right now. Um, yeah, no, I don't because we were talking about, if I were to like get one of the rangefinders, I pay for it and I ship it. I don't remember, I don't know what the tariff is, but it's ridiculous for me to buy this and import it and then the shipping and everything. Like ooh. And that's gotta be hard on, you guys where, I'm sure you love to ship these things worldwide. And I'm sure part of that stopping you is kind of the economic state of not just the US, but the world is a little, I don't want to say scary, but it's a little nutty out there right now.
I think
Yeah,
it's early days for us as well. I think,
we're not even 6 months in.
yeah, I think as the business starts to grow, we have plans to really hit those markets as best as we can. But as long as golf's still around, that's all that matters.
Yeah, we'll look at eventually doing like third party warehousing and stuff like that, which will
Okay.
help bring the cost down to, yeah, the States, to I guess the United Kingdom and stuff like that. But yeah, that's all down the line. For now, it's sort of just us in WA sending everything ourselves. Um, yeah, trying to make things cost effective where we can, but also we've got to make a dollar at the same time. Otherwise, that would prevent us from being able to expand and, do more and more. And then eventually give back. You know what I mean? I'd love to have charity days and stuff like that and be able to do donations for raffles or prizes or something in the future. Yeah, try and give back, whether it be directly to the community or, maybe some kids' charities or something like that. But yeah, it's going to take time. It's still early days and we're working on it.
Yeah, if you have
Yeah.
any listeners as well that are interested in buying one, I can get Cam to put some lipstick on, and you can give it a little kiss on the pack to make it a bit more.
Seal of approval.
That's right.
God, I might pay that tariff then, but
Yeah.
I might consider it. I mean, as if I'm not already considering it enough. Like, I think it's a beautiful device. I think it's a great addition to, not only like the rangefinder market, but like the golf market in general. It's a product that looks good. Obviously, I can't say it feels good because that I feel like that's very inauthentic for me to say, but it looks good, it performs well, and the price is really too hard to beat. So, uh, yeah, I mean, it's great. I saw it right away, and I think I reached out right away. And this has kind of been, I don't want to say a long time coming, but time zones are tricky. And then I almost died. So it's been a kind of a wild couple months. But is there anything else on the trace line that you guys wanted to add or touch on?
I think we've covered pretty much everything. But obviously it does yards and meters. So if
Okay,
yeah,
good.
if you guys in the States do grab one, yeah, you can. I think it comes from factory in yards, but it can be switched over to meters very easily.
Is that if you're gonna make me
Um,
convert everything from meters to yards while drinking, I'm never hitting a pin again. I'm gonna be like, guys, it says it's like 40 meter or 40 yards, and I'm gonna be like, oh shit, it's in meters, and I'm gonna be hitting everything with like a putter. Like it not gonna go
yeah, yeah.
well. It's like
Well,
that.
we've seen your mate Phil get stitched up with that
I was
when
gonna
he's playing with
say,
Grant. Yeah,
yeah,
it got
Grant
switched over,
switched
and they
it, and
were.
he's shooting it. And I'm like, I wouldn't have even second guessed it, you know? Like I guess if one of my buddies did it, I've been like, "Oh yeah, it just, guys, we're that far out. I wouldn't have even thought of it." I guess I've never paid attention to what mine says in terms of yards or meters. I'm just like, "Oh, it says this." I bet you that's what the M stands for is meters. I guess I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Or it might be mode. If you hold it down, it might flick between the two
No,
because
I'm
that's
pretty
how
sure
ours
it's just
work.
meters. This one has like an actual like switch that is yards or meters. Although it shouldn't be M for meters because it's in yards. Ah, fuck. I don't know. I think I screwed it up. Sorry, Pinned and Alec. I don't know how to use your device properly. I'm gonna get a
Yeah, ours is like as simple as just holding one of the buttons down and it swaps it over and it gives you a little notification on the screen that it's swapped over to yardages or
see.
meters, depending on.
Everything just needs screens. Like they put a screen on
Yeah,
watches and it's revolutionized everything.
that's right.
Yeah,
Cell phones have screens. I don't think cars should have screens. I feel like that's just a way for people to be distracted while driving. That's a whole nother thing. Um, but so we talked about the trace line, what you guys want to do next. This is where we talk about you guys as golfers, and this is like my favorite section because I'm not a great golfer, and I'm gonna answer these with you if you want me to. But none of these are very serious at all. It's just meant to kind of give us an kind of a backstory about, you're just two dudes, started a golf company, made a badass rangefinder, just, you're normal people like us. But I always love to ask this question. If you could only play 18 holes with one club in your bag, what would it be?
maybe the 7 because it's pretty versatile.
Hmm.
You can get a bit of length and you can get a bit of height if needed. I'm screwed either way. It doesn't matter what club I
Yeah,
pick.
that's a good question. To be honest, my best club is like my driver. Like I can probably hit a driver 7 or 8 times out of 10 pretty straight. So if we're talking like a par five or a par four, then I'm going to get most of the way there. I could
Yeah.
probably chip with it. I could probably putt with it. We'll see how we go. I've never tried it, but I don't know. Yeah, that or a 7 iron
Probably
for
should have
sure.
picked a putter actually, because then you just turn every golf hole into like a giant mini
Yeah.
golf course,
That's
and at least
kind
then
of
they should go straight.
it's kind of what I was thinking. And then you could kind of like ramp it, with the putter. Um, I'm gonna stand by my answer, but I'm gonna say my 2 iron. And my thinking with that is I can get the range of a driver, but be a little bit more accurate, and I can also hit it like 50 yards. So it's perfect for like the shorter par threes where it's like, if I murder it, it's gonna go. Um, I can mishit it and it'll go like 10 feet, and it's perfect for every par three. I just keep doing that over and over and over. And because it's essentially like a 90-degree angle, I could putt with it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm not too good with my longer clubs, my longer irons.
yeah. I was going to say those distances you were giving us, are they deliberate or they?
No, so my golf game, I could probably play an entire round of golf with like a 60 degree and be like semi okay because the 60 degrees either going to go like 400 yards if I skull it, or it's going to go 10 yards if I hit my perfect flop shot. So like I have every distance in that club. I just don't want to admit it because the moment I say, "Wow, my short game is a strong part of my game," and then I contradict myself by being like, "Oh yeah, I could hit my 60 degree 200 yards if I skull the shit out of it." I feel like it invalidates my argument of being half good at golf.
What's your handicap? You have a handicap?
Yeah, I don't think it's like an official one, but I've been keeping track of things through Garmin. Um, I'm a big fan of Garmin. I don't own any of their golf stuff. That's a lie. I do have some golf stuff. Um, Let me pull it up because I don't remember. I don't think it's bad. It's
They
not great. I'm not like a single digit. How do I find it? Profile, me. No, no. Oh, stats. According to Garmin, in 13, 18 hole rounds, it's a 12.9.
Oh,
Oof.
that's pretty good.
Is it?
You're doing pretty well.
Oh,
I'd be pretty happy with that. I'm probably sitting around 16-ish, maybe 15.8 or something.
Yeah, I'm playing off. Well, my official handicap's 29.9, but I reckon I'm more like 34.
so you're the vibes guy.
I'm usually there, like I said, drinking beers,
Yeah.
That's
drinking
what I mean.
beers and taking the piss out of everyone. And then, yeah, just slicing drives, thinning the 60 degree, like you say.
Hell yeah.
Um, yeah, missing two footers,
Hell
something that,
yeah.
missing things that should be gimmies.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't play like that. But I'm also like not one to lie about my score because it's like it doesn't matter. It's just a number on a piece of paper. Like that's how I've always
Yeah.
thought about it. Nobody's gonna be like, "Ah, damn, that Dom from Safe Par sucks at golf." Derek's the good one. Derek used to be like single digits and was like trying, and I don't think he's that way now. But his bad shots are like my good shots. Like he'll hit a bad shot and go, "Ah, Derek," and kind of pout about it, and I'm like, "Can I drop there? Because that looks really good."
Yeah.
And he's like,
No
yeah,
problem.
fine. I'm like, perfect. Um, yeah. I don't claim to be good at golf. I have moments where I'm like, I could probably be good, but then it's like I work 40 hours a week for a non-golf company who probably doesn't want me playing golf while I'm working. So, uh, yeah, I don't think Brooks would be super thrilled with me. Um,
I mean, I definitely don't play up. We've both got kids and stuff like that, and I definitely don't play as much as I'd like to and I used to. But I was blessed when I was younger, like when I was at school and stuff, I'd play like every day after school. So I had an opportunity when I was like mid-teens, like 14, 15, to play a lot and play comps on weekends, and then didn't play golf for like 20 years. And then back in my 30s, got back into it. So it's like riding a bike a little bit. You do remember parts of it, but it's the consistency with golf that's it's probably the killer for me, that's for sure.
It's got to be the most disappointing game you can play because you never really win, do you? You're always trying to play better than what your best has been, or than, or against someone who is better.
golf,
Um,
golf and baseball are like the two most like nut punch sports I've ever seen. And I love both of them. Like for reference, like obviously I know baseball's not huge in Australia, but with the WBC and having the Australian team, it was super cool. Um, Baseball, if you're good, like if you're really good at baseball, you fail 70% of the time at the plate. Because a good batter hits 300, which is 30%. So that means the other 70% of the time you're not doing shit. Which
yeah,
to me is like the biggest like gut punch ever, because that means you suck other than 30% of the time.
yeah, yeah. Well, that sounds
And
like my golf game.
exactly. And
The
golf's like
30,
that same way.
30%'s being generous, I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah, no, to me, golf and baseball are that way. And I love baseball. I grew up playing. When you think about it as like the numbers, like, yeah, like an average player is good 25% of the time. And that's ridiculous. That's
Yeah,
that's
that is pretty crazy.
that's a nut punch if I've ever seen one. I couldn't do it. So we did 18 holes, one club. I feel like I'm not in the right mindset to use a 2 iron, but we're gonna roll with it. Um, my favorite one, obviously, you guys are in an entirely different country. continent, but what's the favorite course that you guys have played?
Oh.
Because now
So, I mean,
I get to add it to my bucket list for like places to travel.
yeah, so I mean, I've only played in Perth, WA. Oh, that's a lie. I played in Cairns, but that wasn't the best. If you were to come over to Perth, you want to play, what do you reckon? Joondalup, Mandurah the Cut?
To public courses or private courses? Depends who you know as well.
Yeah, it depends who you know as well. Like private courses, no real chance of getting on most of those.
I've got a couple of mates who are members at a course over here called Cameron Up. I think it's rated like top five in Australia or something like that. Fees are ridiculous, but I've been on there a few times. That's quite a nice course, but you kind of need to know people for that one. Um, but yeah, any public courses, like yeah, I think Joondalup, it's probably one of the best ones. It's what how many holes? 27 holes.
It's got three sets of nine. It's very
Yeah,
scenic. It's up and down. It's
all very
challenging.
different.
Big bunkers. Yeah, all very different.
Um,
Yeah, it sort of, I guess, depends on what you're sort of into. If you like your flatter courses and stuff, then that sort of thing's probably not for you.
I'm
Um,
heading over to Vietnam in end of May, and we're staying at a resort there that's joined to a golf course. From the images, it looks pretty unbelievable. So I think I'll be playing there a few times, and you get like a caddy and stuff to go with you, which is pretty exciting.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, like the scenic behind it. It's like tropical and yeah, the place, the island we're staying, it's like Phu Quoc, I think it is, and it's like it's like a strip of like almost like Disneyland style like resorts, and then there's a course. So I'll send my kids to the Disney stuff while I go play
yeah.
golf.
I feel like our courses have got nothing on the stuff that's in the US though. Like you look at where like the Internet Invitational was, um, at Cedar Lodge or whatever it's called. You look at like the views and the landscape and the course layout and how well it's manicured and everything. Like we don't really
Yeah.
have that in Australia.
I think the geography in the US is just so
Yeah,
different.
that's probably
It's
part of it.
so crazy as well. You've just got such different geography.
Yeah, everywhere over here is so different. I haven't been to every state, so I'm not an expert on every state, but like Minnesota, we don't really have mountains. We have like hills. Like the Midwest is pretty flat, and then it's like, oh, there's a hill. And then like that's kind of Minnesota. It's like just a bunch of hills essentially, but then you go over to like California. I played on the side of a mountain essentially, and I was like drunk the whole day. And then I was like really worried that I was gonna like fall off of the mountain. Not that I could, but in my mind, I'm like, guys, I'm on a mountain and I'm drinking tequila every 3 holes. Like I'm like, part of me is like, guys, I'm gonna fall off this mountain. And they're like, Dom, you're fine. And I'm like, but if I do, someone like take my clubs and like keep them safe or some shit. I don't know. Um,
Don't sell them for what I told the missus they cost. Yeah.
Tell my
well,
mama.
yeah, good thing I don't have a missus. Like nobody has to know how much I spent on my clubs, and a couple of them are custom. So like, please, like, don't like they're expensive. Um, but then it's like you go down south, and like I know you guys just rolled your eyes. Not that down south, but uh like New Mexico, Arizona, stuff like that. And it's like a desert, and you're just like, no, I'm good. Scorpions and shit. No, I'm good. Um,
But even some of those courses are immaculate. Like everywhere's desert, and then you just have these beautiful
it's
fairways that are just
crazy, right? Um, there's a course by my cabin, and it's one of the top rated courses in Minnesota, and it's on a casino, so it's like a resort type thing. And
that's dangerous.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, you go gamble and then you go play 18 and you go gamble again. It's bad. And it's kind of like they just kind of instead of like cutting it, flattening it, and then building it, they built around all these natural features up there. So hole one, it's I think from where we normally play, it's like 500-ish yards, and then like right. So if you get out of this, if you get out of hole one like a seven or an eight, you're generally having like a good round. Like it's like the most dissatisfying hole one I've ever had. Like I hate it, but I'm like this is gonna be great. And then hole two, you're driving through like this wooded area. You're going over all these like big rocks and everything, and then it just opens up, and you're like, God, this is like we're in the middle of like this dense ass forest, green grass, ponds everywhere. Like, granted, we have like 12,000 lakes here in Minnesota, so like it's not that uncommon to see water, but like it just doesn't make sense. Like I
Yeah.
can't imagine going to like the desert and then being in like an oasis type thing where it's like, ah, look at this water, look at this golf course, and then you look 10 yards right and it's just like sand and tumbleweeds and stuff. It boggles my brain.
Yeah. You're in there looking for your ball, missing out on all the view,
Yeah, I
trying to
always
find your
tell
ball in the
people
bush.
that I see more of the courses because I'm looking for my balls all over. That's why I was kind of afraid I was gonna fall off the mountain. Was like, guys, I gotta go find my golf ball. And they're like, well, be careful, there's rattlesnakes. You gotta stomp. And I'm like, that's some bullshit. But then I'm like, well, we don't have rattlesnakes here. So I'm like, I should stomp around. So I'm stomping around this golf course looking for my golf ball. And I'm like, I look like an idiot.
Yeah, we get some snakes on our courses over here as well. We get some pretty deadly snakes as well. But usually you just sort of walk around, sip your beer, and
Yeah, walk loudly, like you were saying. You
yeah.
sort of stomp a little bit to
Yeah.
try and scare them off.
Oh, so okay. I thought they were just like fucking with me a little bit. Like, Dom, you gotta go stomp around.
No, yeah, you got to walk loudly if you ever
I
hit
mean,
the bush on a warmish day around
I
here.
definitely wouldn't be getting my ball out of some of the shrubs in certain courses in summer, that's for sure.
Yeah, they told me if I can't see it, don't touch it.
Yeah,
Don't look
yeah.
if I can't see it, don't look. And I'm just like, okay, we're losing a lot of balls today here, boys.
Certain courses as well, so you have drop bears and stuff. You just want to watch out for those sort of things as well, which is pretty crazy.
See, we don't have that here. It's like, you'll run into like the occasional like moose or bear, but like very rarely. I don't know.
Yeah, no, most courses here have got kangaroos on them as well, so you got to watch out for those because they'll
See,
kick you.
that sounds
That's
cool
actually pretty
though.
cool. I love that. That's very fun.
See, that seems like really cool. Just like, hey guys, we're trying to drive, but like there's a kangaroo right there. Like to
Yeah.
me that sounds super cool. And like my in my brain they all look like Kangaroo Jack, but I know that's not how it is.
The males over here are pretty big, like,
I
and when it's breeding season and you're sort of like, there's a family of things and there's a big male there, and you're like, your ball's 5 meters from
Yeah.
him, and you're like, fucking hell, how am I going to do this? And you're sort of like looking at him as you're hitting your ball, just so you're making eye contact,
No, he can
but
keep
still
the
keep an eye
ball.
on him.
That's
Yeah,
his
yeah,
ball.
yeah, pretty
He
much.
he can
Yeah.
keep it. And if that happens, I'm giving you like a free drop. I'm not making you go anywhere
Yeah.
near that kangaroo.
Especially when they stand up and they're like all muscular and like big veins and stuff. And yeah, they look
Oh,
like
so
they just finished a
that's
huge
real?
gym session.
Oh yeah, they're very muscly.
No
Well,
thanks.
I don't think there's no fat to them, is it? It's pretty
No,
much just muscle, yeah.
I don't know if you've ever eaten kangaroo meat before, but it's there's no fat in it. It's just pure muscle
Good
and
Lord.
quite like tough.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we have a readily available supply of that here. Hate
I'll
to
send some
break it.
over.
That'd be sick. Um, so I've got two questions, and they are like my favorite two questions. Um, so it's hole one. You guys are playing in like your favorite event, tournament, internet thing, whatever. You're a part of it. What is your walk-up song?
Ooh.
Oh fuck.
Because I've had people go, man, this song really calms me. And then I'm of the mindset where it's like I want to walk up and be pumped. Like I want to be ready to go.
I feel like I need, yeah, I don't know, I got a couple of options, I guess. Like you say, you want the pump up one, so you'd have like Gimme 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 by ABBA, like the chorus bit. I think
Oh,
that'd be cool. Or you could use like the intro to Guns N' Roses. So it's a bit of a pump up, but it's also like Welcome to the Jungle, Welcome to the Shit Show.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
it's, yeah, my golf game's not going well.
I don't know.
both
Something
are good
like
options.
I think I'm like a huge fan of Will Ferrell, and I feel like any sort of intro song to him coming on one of his characters. Like I was just trying to think of one
Yeah.
this before. Like the love and sex, baby. I
You could do
don't
the
remember that one.
what's the one he sings at the Catalina wine mixer for Step Brothers?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
What was that one?
That
no,
would
that
be a
escaped.
great walk-up song.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I got to visualize what he'd sort of do. Something like
Yeah.
that, I reckon. Something
I
fun.
feel like shortly after my walk on one, after I tee off, they changed to the Titanic music right as it's peeling away to the right into the bush. and suddenly it goes in slow-mo. Yeah.
Oh, I would. Um, my answer changes. I feel like weekly, whenever new music comes out, and I'm like, ah, that's it. Um, I think I would do 100 Shots by Dolph. I think Young Dolph would be super fun to like have like the super proper golf tournament, and then it's just like 100 shots. You're just like, what is this kid? And then it's me, just like, hi everybody. Everybody on the right side, watch out because you're getting drilled. Um, I feel like that'd be super fun to do, but then like just like a classic like Beatles song or Paul McCartney, just kind of like mellow it out. But I'm going up there, I want to be amped or doing 100 shots by Young Dolph. Um, so my favorite question on the pod, we love food. It's kind of like unites Derek and I and like all the guests, just like we all love to eat. Um, I've never been to Australia. I've never been close to Australia. I think the closest I've been to Australia might be Florida, which is nowhere near Australia. Um,
Other side of the pond.
yeah, no, it's a big pond. Um, how do I want to word this? If I'm with you guys for a day, where are we going to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Ooh, it's hard. I mean, where we are, we have pretty nice little sunrises, don't we? The weather's usually pretty good. So I'm a big fan of just grabbing like a classic like bacon and eggs on toast, with a nice view of the ocean sort of thing.
I mean, that
There's
sounds great.
no there's no typical Australian breakfast that I can think of.
No, we're just all about the bacon and eggs.
Yeah.
Just yeah.
Keeping it simple sort of thing.
Anywhere near the coast, like I mean, Perth and where we are is just very coastal. So something like that. Get somewhere, go down there, watch yeah the waves coming in, and then Jesus.
Everyone walking up and down the coast. Yeah, it's quite
I
a
mean, if
nice
you're
experience.
single, there's plenty of good-looking girls that are walking along that area as well. So that's always nice to watch.
If you're doing lunch, it's either got to be what? You go to a pub and grab like a steak sandwich or a palmy.
Yep, yep.
Um,
Hold
that's
on,
usually your safe bets.
hold on, a what? A steak sandwich or a what?
A palmy. So it's
Something
like
like
a
that.
chicken schnitzel with either ham. It's normally ham, isn't it?
Yeah,
Chicken schnitzel,
Oh,
ham, Napolitana sauce, and then cheese.
with some chips.
Bang in the
Fantastic.
oven, chips, and then a side salad, which is kidding itself, thinking it's getting eaten.
no, it's
More
just
for
kind of
sure.
there.
It's just, it's
Yeah, no,
basically just an oversized garnish.
it's there to look pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, and then dinner for, I don't know, what, a good barbecue in
Yeah,
someone's
yeah.
backyard with a
Yep.
few drinks and whatnot, bit of music, some
That,
backyard cricket or kick the footy, or
I
quite
mean,
often we've got like little foam golf. You guys probably got them as well, but like foam golf balls.
yeah.
We'll get like the beer pong version of like golf chipping out.
Oh, I would never,
And just
I'd be hammered. I would never make it in anybody's cup. I would just be drinking. Like,
I
I,
always find I play better when I'm drunk, in that sort of situation. But
oh,
we have an amazing Perth. Like we have the sunset fall on the ocean here. So
yeah,
yeah,
even grabbing fish and chips or whatever down at the
yeah,
water again. Yeah.
ooh,
Especially in like Scarborough, on like the coast here is one of the best beaches. They've got like a nice big grass hill. So you go grab fish and chips, and then people go sit down on this grass hill, which sort of overlooks the water and the beach and everything. Um, yeah, that's my sort of kind of favorite sort of things. There's no specific restaurants or anything that you'd go to, I don't think.
well, I mean, when I travel, I don't always want to go, f to a restaurant, right? Like that day we played on the mountain in California. After that, we went back and we grilled up carne asada and had beer and um like it wasn't even a restaurant. It was just like my buddy's backyard. I'm like, I don't even care where we are. I got, a cold Pacifico in my hand. I got a big old piece of steak in my other hand. I'm like, what more do I really need right now?
Yeah, that's it. I feel
it,
like the Australian and the American cultures are very sort of similar in that aspect.
yeah, yeah. We like to drink and we like to eat meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're simple people. What can we say?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, and
good.
I mean, Australia's food also comes from a lot of other places. So while we've got some silly things, I guess, that we kind of make up, there's nothing I can think of that stands out that would be our go-to, that Australians or whatever have come up with.
And we have some pretty amazing wineries in Western Australia. I suppose most states do anyway, but like love wine as well. So throw a few wines in there.
Yeah,
Wine,
decent red, decent whiskey,
Mm.
decent Tasmanian whiskey.
yeah, wine scares me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not mature enough to enjoy a glass of wine. I like it like I found one wine I like. It's German and it's like borderline grape juice, which is why I think I like it.
Like a
Um,
dessert wine or something.
Yeah,
well, no,
like a
it's
fort.
like it's like a legitimate wine. It's just a white wine, kind of more for it. Whiskey scares me too. Again, I just don't like the taste of it. And then someone's like, it gets better with age, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm older now. I'll have to try it. I've also heard it's better if you put ice in it and it kind of like mellows it out. But then
Yeah,
like pure whiskey or bourbon guys like, oh no, that's not how you do it. And I'm like, well, that's why I want to try it.
you got to ease into it and
More of
try a
a
variety until you figure out what you like. Same as beer. You got to
yeah,
try a bunch of like everything to sort of figure out what you're into, and then that'll expand your palate, and then go on from there.
more of a tequila guy. Like just tequila and I'll be good.
That's dangerous.
No,
I actually find that quite dangerous.
pass on that. Yeah, no,
I do like tequila, but I was fine, but I regret it the next day.
it's not for me.
Oh no, I'll sit there just like a glass and some ice in it, and I'll just, happy camper. That'll be me on the beach, watching the sunset on the ocean, just glass of tequila in my hand, and then like that palmy in my other hand. Like I don't know what the hell that was, but it sounds really good. Like I
You'll
Palmy.
was,
like a good palmy.
I don't know if tequila goes with palmy, but yeah, you could give it a go.
I mean, I'm on vacation, guys. Like I really like whatever. Um, but yeah.
All your nights must finish with you just yelling at the bush, smashing tequila. Just yeah, you're either driving the porcelain past or you're yelling at the head.
Guys, there's something in there.
Yeah,
Yeah, can't take me anywhere. That's why Derek's not here. He
yeah.
yells at me all the
It really
time.
doesn't like that tree. Why is he always yelling at it?
I'm not yelling at the tree. I'm yelling at the koala in the tree. But
Yeah, cool.
guys, it's been great. I really want one now, as if I didn't want one before, but kind of talking about it and learning about it. I think it's a super cool product. I had a little bit of like a whiplash effect just hit me watching my camera go back and then forward. I was like, what the
Yeah.
hell? Um, I've never owned a MacBook, and now I have a MacBook, and now it's like I don't know how to act. But thank you so much for coming on. I know we've tried this a few times with the time zones, and then I was sick, and then you guys had a headache, and blah blah blah. Or I shouldn't say headache, migraine. They're different. I know. Migraines are super serious.
A pain
Um,
in the ass.
yeah, I know, dude, they suck. Trust me, I know. But thank you for taking the time. I know it's tricky with everything, but um, big fan. And I hope you guys had fun. I know it's your first one, but they're not as scary as you think.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thanks for the
Yeah,
time.
cheers.
We've loved it, and yeah, we could do it again for sure.
You say that, but I don't want to have to try it 4 times to do it again.
We'll have to do it when we come see you, or you come see us. We'll
I
take you
think
out.
we've got the time zone and the date thing sorted now.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
we should be right.
I mean, I have a passport. I'll go to Australia. That sounds like a blast.
Maybe that's the next feature we can add is like a time zone converter on these things.
Does it tell time?
Nah, nah, there's no clock or anything built into it.
That's the next feature.
One
Tell
of
me
those
what.
features that would cost a fortune and have not a whole heap of use.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. And then the missus would know exactly like how long it is because she knows you're using it, which means she knows that you're looking at the clock, which means she knows you're
Yeah, that's
avoiding
right.
her. Maybe don't do that.
Exactly. Yeah, no.
In case mine sees this, no comment.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, thanks again.
Yeah.
Yeah, loved it.
You guys made me hungry, so I gotta go eat. If anything's open, I don't even know what time it is. It's 10 o'clock.
Google the Parmigiana.
Well, I
Yeah,
don't.
Google Parmigiana, treat yourself to one of them.
Ooh, I hate you guys. All right, guys. Thank you so
All right,
much. We'll have you on again, and we'll figure out the time zones. We'll get it.
definitely.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks, Matt.